Seven Footers, we are back for our second segment of the episode, and
more hot stuff going on.
More hot stuff. And sadly, we have to start out on a not so positive note, because our Brooklyn Net boy, Caris LeVert, suffered a severe, or so we thought, injury in his last game. And who were they playing?
The Minnesota Timberwolves, I believe.
Yes, that is right. The Minnesota Timberwolves. Yes. Mm-hmm. He came down on his right foot, and honestly, the first thing that I thought about when that happened was Gordon Hayward.
Yeah.
This is another Gordon Hayward moment. There were players crying on the sidelines from both teams. It was really emotional. It turns out, what a crazy turn of events, that he had a subtalar dislocation of the right foot, no fractures, no surgery required.
Moderate ligament damage, but, rehab.
Yeah, rehab. And he may be back this season, and it's looking good. So he was very positive about it, and he was just in some excruciating pain, though, when he landed, and it was a really emotional moment. It took me right back to Hayward.
It's crazy because the Nets were away, so I wasn't at that game, but I watched it, and the minute I saw the foot, I was like, "There's no way he didn't fracture or break every bone in his ankle." I was like, "That." And then for the doctor to diagnose the subtalar dislocation, I was like, "That's all? No surgery, just rehab."
Everyone was
granted,
surprised.
extensive rehab, but still, like, once they don't have to cut you open, like, that's a huge deal.
Yeah.
And it also lifted the whole team's spirits because what ended up happening was we talked to Kenny Atkinson, the Nets head coach, and GM Sean Marks yesterday. Nets took on the Heat at Barclays, and when the guys were coming back from the Minnesota Timberwolves arena heading to the team plane, Caris was already on the plane. Yeah. And the guys were like, "What are you doing here?" And he was like, "Oh, no surgery, man. I don't need surgery. Nothing's broken."
Crazy.
And so the guys all knew they wouldn't let him fly if it was something like that.
Yeah.
So they were like, "Okay, well, he's gonna be okay." Yeah, as I said, it's still a serious injury, and he's going to need a lot of extensive rehab.
But it could have been a lot
worse. Could have been a lot worse, and so it's good for the Nets, great for Caris, because this is a fantastic young man. As you all know, I cover the Nets. He's my favorite person to interview on the team, and this is a great breakout year for him. I mean, leading the team in scoring.
This is his year.
It was his year. I mean, it's his third year in the league, and he was on his way to most improved player.
Yep.
Could have been an all-star this year. I mean, he was looking fantastic, and other great players in the league were taking note of that.
Yeah, they were. He got a lot of love.
He got a lot of love. Chris Paul, LeBron James, a lot of different guys. And it's interesting because I wrote a piece about the Nets. You can find that on Black Sports Online. About what this injury means for the Nets franchise and GM Sean Marks and Kenny Atkinson. Look, we all know the Nets have 2 max slots available this coming summer. They have to be and think about, look, we potentially saw one of the cornerstone pieces of our franchise go down with a serious injury and be lost for who knows how long.
Yeah.
And it's got to change their mindset and thinking about, we have got to push and go all in for this coming summer. Because what the issue with the Nets roster right now is it's devoid of top tier talent.
Absolutely.
LeVert and Jared Allen are great young pieces to build around, but they need that
D'Angelo Russell.
That next level. And honestly, look, this injury is really going to be a prove me moment for D'Angelo Russell, because thus far this season when LeVert was playing, Kenny was not having D'Angelo on the floor in crunch time because he doesn't trust D'Angelo's decision-making skills. Now, because he has no choice, because Caris is hurt, D'Angelo's going to get a lot of those minutes. This is his prove me moment. This is his opportunity. If he does not deliver and prove he can make good decisions down the stretch, I'm a firm believer he will not be a member of the Brooklyn Nets next season.
And injury or not with LeVert, the Nets need to make huge moves in 2019 because, like you said, they have no top-tier franchise talent.
Right. Not quite there yet.
They're due for it. The Nets have been through the ringer lately.
They have. This is their first. 2019 will be the first summer they have they own their own draft pick. And it's interesting with a lot of Nets fans are saying they should just tank the rest of the season to make sure they get in the lottery to get either Zion Williamson or RJ Barrett or one of the kids from Duke. And if you know anything about Kenny and Sean, that's not what they do. They are not tanking. Those guys play hard, and they're gonna fight for Caris and really work as hard as they can. And also the Nets think they're good drafters. Look, they got LeVert at number 20, and they got Jared Allen at number 22. So they've proven they can identify late talent. What they need though is one of those marquee guys. Mm-hmm. Look, the likelihood of getting a Kevin Durant or Kawhi Leonard is probably not happening, but What about a guy like Chris Middleton? What about a guy like Nico Mirotic? Then listen, Nico at the 4, Chris Middleton at the 3 with Karis LeVert at the 2. Woo! That's a nice little spot.
This is one thing you can't knock about the Nets, and we've especially been seeing this pre and post LeVert injury.
Yep.
They are playing hard.
They do.
And they are playing good basketball.
Kenny has a great system, and he and Sean have built a great culture. The question is, has it sparked enough notice among other players around the league to say,
we want to go to Brooklyn.
We could do something in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Because look, to be honest, if you want to come play in New York, Brooklyn's a better option than the Knicks right now. The Knicks only have one max slot.
Yeah.
Okay, they got Kevin Knox, but we don't know what the deal with Kristaps Porzingis is. We're not sure what he's going to look like when he comes back. They got David Fizdale, well-respected coach, but they still have an owner who people don't love.
Exactly.
So,
and that's a big deal when
it's
big-time
huge.
players are talking about moving franchises.
But we're happy for Karis, hoping for a speedy recovery for him, and he comes back when he's ready. No need to rush.
No.
And again, this will be a very interesting summer for the Nets in 2019. So
exactly.
This season's important about, again, the culture they build and the way they play, that potential free agents see it as, you know what? With a healthy Karis, with Jared Allen, and another free agent and myself, we can do something there.
All right. Well, speaking of different teams taking on new players, Carmelo Anthony's looking for a job. So I'm not laughing, but it is crazy how everyone hyped this up when Carmelo Anthony went to the Rockets. Harden, CP3 said it was a no-brainer. And we're a few months into the season, not even. And officially today, November 14th, the Rockets have announced that they've officially parted ways with Carmelo Anthony. They said it was something that they didn't realize wasn't going to be a fit, and it would not be fair to him if they cut him loose later. So, where does he go next? Tracy McGrady said on The Jump that he thinks Melo should retire, and not in a bad way. Think about it like this, and he put it in a great way. 10-time All-Star, great legacy.
Yeah,
Everybody forgets that he's Hall of Fame talent. Am I right?
Oh, he's a Hall of Famer.
Exactly.
I mean, you're crazy. If you don't think Melo's a Hall of Famer, you're insane.
Exactly. So, does Melo retire now? And because Tracy's argument is not to let people reign on his legacy.
Right.
I mean, him bouncing from team to team. Now, this is all people are remembering. Melo won't come off the bench. Melo gets cut from this team.
Right.
Where does Melo go next, and what is the move? He's shopping around right now. He's not planning to retire.
The question is, though, what is Melo in today's NBA?
Very true. Well, a lot of people have said that the reason Melo is in the position he's in is because he's his own problem. And when I say that, it's because people say that he fails to evolve. And when I say that, I mean people compare it to, nobody talks about with Dwayne Wade, with CP3, because they've evolved their games, they know how to play their roles. So has Melo not evolved? What is your take on this?
He hasn't, and I don't think that it's like when you have been the number one option your entire career, it's a hard thing mentally to say, all right, I can drop down to being a fourth option, catch and shoot.
I can come off the bench,
right,
I
that's
do this,
not,
I do that.
That's not how I made all those hundreds of millions of dollars in this league. That's not how I won Olympic gold medals. He doesn't know how to do that. And the thing is, if he wants to keep playing, he's going to have to learn how to do that.
Well, look what Dwayne Wade did in Cleveland. Came off the bench, did what he had to do, even in Miami.
No one is going to pay him money to dribble the ball and take long contested twos, and clog up offenses. Listen, and this is not a knock on who Carmelo Anthony is as a historical player, but this is what he does right now. ISO Melo is not a thing. That's not. No, you need to evolve and either decide I'm a catch and shoot 3 guy, come off the bench, a little microwave quick, but because he's not a defender, so
no, we lost defense on the Rockets when we took in Melo.
He doesn't do that, and he wasn't fitting on the Rockets. Now, to blame him for the Rockets' ills is a bit unfair, right? The Rockets had problems well before Melo.
From mid-October to it's been a month.
Right.
We are a month into this regular season. He is not to blame for the Rockets' problems. I'm sorry. Right. He's not. If he is, then the Rockets have a lot of things to do.
James was injured. The CP3 fight, they didn't play well. And look, and honestly, the Rockets have not started the season with the same hunger they started last year.
No. And what is it? Why, John? What type of hangover is it?
Listen, it's a failure to win a championship hangover, right? Listen.
Yeah.
They were so close last year, and they could not get over the hump. And I don't care. They won't admit it, but it's affecting them. It affected them to start the season. You can see it in them. You can just
Mike D'Antoni even said we're not doing anything.
You watch them play, and they're playing as we speak right now, tonight, a tip-off probably soon against the Warriors, which we're going to get to, Jen and I will get to shortly. But, they're not playing well, so blaming Melo isn't the reason.
No.
Now, the casual person will say, see, look at Melo ruining another team. That isn't it.
No.
He has to change and evolve his game in order for him to catch on somewhere, because right now I honestly don't know who's going to take him on, and take him on to do what exactly. To do what?
Okay. If you can give your best guess at a team that he could potentially fit on or do something.
Jesus.
Where could Melo, non-evolved Melo, fit right now in today's game? Like, who would need a Melo?
No one. That's the thing.
Okay, say Melo evolves. Who would need him?
Well, if he could turn into a good, just a catch and shoot spot up three guy, I mean, tons of teams could use. Philly could use more shooting, right? Like, there's places who could use a guy like him, but I don't know that he can do that. And then, do you want to bring him into that locker room already? You already got Jimmy there. There's a lot happening. Look, if this situation worth monitoring, we may have seen the last of Carmelo Anthony. It's possible. It is very possible.
Wow, I just got the chills.
Yeah, well, and as you should, because Carmelo Anthony was a great player, a Hall of Fame player. But listen, when it's time, the saying goes, and they've said it for the Father Time is undefeated. Like, for a reason. We all face mortality at some point.
So do you think Dwayne Wade and LeBron James sticking up for him when the rumors first came out that the Rockets were parting ways with him, was that because they're friends, or do you think he was really done dirty?
I think he was scapegoated a bit, and they're also his boys, right? So they're gonna definitely go to bat. But he was done dirty. Look, again, Carmelo was not to blame for the Rockets' ills.
No, not at all. But I would like to be a fly on the wall when this first conversation was happening with Melo and CP3.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Look, again, the Rockets are a larger issue.
Yes.
CP3's a year older. James Harden's Harden. He had the hamstring injury. They're not quite where they were last year. That's just the reality of the situation.
So Melo's agent's currently shopping around looking for options for him, but how does the deadline work with this kind of
so he's technically it was a buyout. He's a free agent, so anyone can pick him up.
Yeah. But how long are you gonna wait until?
Well, and that's the thing, and I don't know.
It's gonna be like a Nick Young situation.
He might listen again, because I don't know what he is right now.
Yeah.
What is he?
He hasn't spoken out. They're supposed to make the official announcement before the Warriors game tonight, and that's gonna start any minute. So I'm curious to see if he's gonna speak out or what he's gonna say. But I mean, we wish him nothing.
Listen, we wish Melo the best.
The best of luck.
And if this is it, hell of a career.
Yeah.
One of the great scorers the league's ever seen. At one point, at his height, he was one of the 7 or 8 best players in the league when he was cooking. So
yeah, cooking in Denver.
Oh
cooking
yeah, in New York. Oh yeah, early New York.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he was great. So.
Oh, I gotta watch some of those old
old Melo highlights.
Old Melo highlights. All right.
Melo can get buckets, man. That's what he used to do.
All right. Speaking of getting buckets, LeBron James got buckets in Los Angeles when they played.
Who did they play last night?
Who did they play?
I don't even know. Jazz, maybe?
Oh no, it was I thought it was Timberwolves.
Timberwolves. Was it?
Yeah, it was.
No, Trailblazers.
Oh, it was Trailblazers.
Portland.
They took that L.
It was Portland. Trailblazers.
All right, speaking of getting buckets, LeBron James got a lot of buckets at home at Staples Center playing the Portland Trailblazers. He actually passes Wilt Chamberlain on the NBA's all-time scoring list and makes it to number 5. He joins the company of the top 5. Who is it? Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Karl Malone.
Yep.
I mean, wow, that's some good company to be in, right? It was his best game as a Laker. He almost notched a triple-double. 44 points, 10 rebounds, 9 assists.
But if you're LeBron's Elliot, I'm not a scorer. You're number 5 all time. Like, you're a scorer. Stop it.
And he's been lacking at the free throw line, but he made up for it, sunk all of his free throws in the fourth quarter. So he definitely came back from that little slump he was in, and he admittedly said that he almost cracked in the beginning of the season when the Lakers had their starting troubles, I guess you could call it. But he realized that he took a step back and needed to be the LBJ that we all know he is.
Hell of an accomplishment. Look,
yes, congratulations.
We've talked about this before. No need to rehash it, but we will.
Okay.
This is a man who will end up as either the greatest or second greatest player of all time, depending on how you look at it. He's going to finish his career in the top 5 in points and assists, right? I mean, that's insanity.
It's not normal.
No, because he's that good at basketball. He's a singular, unique talent.
It's frightening.
He's incredible, and this is year 16. And look, we're on the back end of his career, right? He has fewer years ahead of him than he has. Going forward. But we should be enjoying what we're seeing.
If Manu can make it to 40, 41, LBJ can make it to 45. I know it.
That's a lot. That's a long time to be playing.
I know, when he's not playing like Manu was.
And your body's only got so many jumps in it. Look.
But go ahead.
The bigger thing is where is he going to be able to push this Laker team towards? And it's funny because as we're talking now, I'm seeing a lot of stuff come up about free agency and what happens. We've mentioned this on this podcast before. Anthony Davis from the New Orleans Pelicans. I mean, again, when you talk about best players,
can you imagine him and LeBron?
When you talk about best players in the league, it's really a handful of guys. It's LeBron, it's Kevin Durant, it's Anthony Davis, it's Steph Curry. It's Klay's not up there with those guys. He isn't. He's not as good as those guys.
I mean, when you're talking about elite talent like that, yeah, I get
you're right. It's just those are like the handful of guys you're talking about.
Yeah.
He is now a client of Rich Paul. Rich Paul, as you know, is LeBron James' agent. So the rumors about him going to the Lakers have been swirling around forever. There's also been rumors going around, which I don't believe the second part of it, that Kevin Durant will join LeBron in LA in 2019 with Anthony Davis. I'll tell you right now, if that happens, the league is over.
Oh, it's done.
Get out.
It's done.
Get out.
It's done. Yeah, Kevin Durant and LeBron James on the same team
with Anthony Davis. Forget it.
Oh, it's over. You might as well not even watch. But we will because we love it.
Now, I'm going to say this. Be clear. I do not believe Kevin Durant's joining LeBron James and the LA Lakers, as some reports have happened.
Someone will.
Someone is. I don't know who.
Here's my thing, and we've said this from day 1 of season 2. That Lakers squad is not going to be the same squad in 2019.
No, 100%.
Free agency's coming up. Crazy things are happening. We're already seeing shifts that are potentially going to be made just by the play and what's on the floor. Not to mention, this is a LeBron James run team, obviously under Magic. But a superstar will join him, I believe, in 2019.
We hope.
And if a superstar does join him, the Lakers may bring back a title.
Oh yeah, they'll be title favorites. Look, the question we have to ask ourselves, now is, what superstar though is willing to go to LA to play with LeBron?
You have to be willing to make that decision to play with him.
Not because I don't want to win, but because what is the upside for me? Because no matter whether or not I'm the best player on the team or not, everything's going to revolve around LeBron James.
Well, you need an unselfish guy. You need your type of attitude like a Paul George, like a James Harden.
But Paul didn't go. He stayed.
No, I know. I'm just saying you need that kind of I'll take a backseat type of talent, like a Klay Thompson attitude. Right? So you need that kind of talent to go with LBJ because
Klay's a free agent in 2019. Klay and LeBron would look real nice together.
Nice shooter in
play.
Nice.
The amount of catch and shoot threes LeBron's gonna assist to Klay Thompson if that were a thing. Woo!
The assists are gonna be off the charts if that were a thing. Oh, wow.
Look,
but here's the thing: it's gonna come down to a lot of things. Figuring out how to play with LBJ.
Yes.
Taking the back seat.
Without question.
But then people are gonna say, "Oh, okay." The Lakers, storied franchise. Yeah. Magic Johnson. If you're with LeBron James, how many people want a title? Anthony Davis wants a title.
Yeah, but
Klay could use another, I guess.
Anthony Davis, though, is someone who is poised, because he said it, remember being in the Rachel Nichols, he thinks he's the best player in the league.
Yes.
So why would he want to go on a team with LeBron James?
I completely agree with you, but when you
I'm not saying you won't, I'm just saying...
Oh, no, I completely agree with you with that take, but then again, when you think about it, what is happening in Rich Paul's office?
Who knows?
What are the discussions going on there?
And the other thing there with Anthony Davis is he's not a free agent until 2020. So if they wanted to get him in 2019, they'd have to trade for him. Which means pieces on the Lakers would have to go.
Like the whole roster for Anthony Davis.
I mean, sure. Kuzma's out of here, Alonzo Ball...
You think Kuzma?
If I'm New Orleans and I'm taking everything. Like, this is Anthony freaking Davis. Like, are you kidding?
Yeah.
No. Like, I got to take as much talent as I can get back.
Well, speaking of talent, Rajon Rondo, fractured hand.
Yeah.
Going to miss 3 to 5 weeks.
This is actually a blessing in disguise because Lonzo will get more time and we'll get to see that unit run more with Lonzo doing his thing. So I
think he works very well with LeBron too.
He does.
Brandon Ingram hasn't been.
Well, listen, and we talked about that trade package for Anthony Davis. Brandon Ingram gonna be in that too. No, I mean, if I'm the Pelicans, I'm not giving up Anthony Davis for a can of nickels. Like, come on.
No,
like,
I'm just saying.
I gotta get as much as I can get back in return.
Yeah.
Because if I wait till 2020, when he leaves the free and I get nothing, I might not have a team anymore in New Orleans.
Exactly. I mean, it's hard with the Lakers right now because, like we said, it's actually a month today that the season has started.
Right.
So we still need to see their full potential. They've been playing very well.
Pretty better lately.
All the pieces don't match, but when they figure out a formula, it does. So I'm going back and forth with what I said in the beginning, whether I think they're going to be a 3 seed or not. I think they have potential. But then again, we talked about it. LeBron James has to play at 100% every single night.
Every night.
That is so hard. He played last season with the Cavs. Like, it is so hard.
Almost impossible.
Time will tell with them. Yeah. But all I'm saying is, if they don't have a great season, Luke Walton could be on his way out.
Look, those of you who are thinking Lakers are getting a top 3 seed, you're out of your mind. They're not.
Don't let him make you feel bad. Don't let him make you feel bad like this.
Don't let Jenna gas you up either.
I ain't trying to gas you up.
Not happening.
It's a little friendly faith. Okay? You know me. I am a full, firm believer in LeBron James. Wherever he goes, I will follow. Isn't that a song? Wherever you go, I will follow.
We're not singers here, as you can tell.
Exactly.
Continuing on.
Exactly. But I mean, I have a lot of faith in the Lakers. I think they're really fun to watch. And I'm so mad that I went to bed early for once in my life and turned that game off.
Yeah, you missed a good one.
Listen,
it's hard seeing these West Coast games on the East Coast. You don't go to bed till like 1 a.m.
I never sleep during the regular season NBA, just letting you all know.
You know, listen, I love being on League Pass. I'm a League Pass warrior. Like, I watch them.
Yeah, you are.
But listen, man, sometimes these West Coast games, I'm like, I gotta go to bed.
Rough, right?
Start way too late.
Let's move on to a team that we haven't covered a lot this season because not too much has happened, but apparently something's happening behind the scenes. The Dallas Mavericks. Yeah. Apparently, in the locker room, players are annoyed with DeAndre Jordan, new to the team, for his quote-unquote selfish play. This is a report by ESPN. Are you shocked?
A little bit.
Me too. Because I've interviewed him before.
Yeah.
And he's a pleasant, fun, playful guy.
DeAndre doesn't strike me as that. And I'm wondering if
selfish play, though.
I wonder if Luka Mania is getting to him. Because Luka is getting a lot of the pub down in Dallas.
He is.
And DeAndre did sign that offer to go to play in Dallas, and but he knew what he was getting into, so
I just thought that was super interesting. And now we haven't heard too much from it because the Warriors headlines have been taking over the universe. But I noted it for the show because I thought it was super interesting. Your first year with the team.
Yeah.
And you came from.
And DeAndre isn't exactly an offensive threat. I mean, like, he's not that kind of player.
Yeah.
You don't give him the ball in low post. That's not his game. So
yeah. That's a mystery to me.
We'll have to monitor that closely.
We're going to have to because this report was a one-time deal. It just came out
and
then
it came
nothing
and went,
ever
and
happened.
nothing ever came from it.
Yeah.
So we'll have to pay closer attention there.
Yeah, I just found that so surprising. Had to note that. So we would love your take on that, 7-footers. And let's close this out with a happy note because the Pistons bet the Raptors in Toronto, and Dwayne Casey, who was fired from the Raptors last season after winning Coach of the Year,
Yep.
celebrated like he just won the lottery, jumping up and down on the court, throwing his fist in the air. Andre Drummond bear hugged him on his way to the locker room. I mean, good for Dwayne Casey.
It was nice to see his guys on the Pistons.
He was proud.
Wanting to win that game for him.
Yeah.
Because look, Dwayne thinks he was dealt a bum deal in Toronto, and in many ways he was. Right, he won Coach of the Year and he gets fired.
Exactly.
And
then they split up the duo that is
DeMar and Kyle Lowry,
yeah.
and no matter what happens, player or coach, when you leave a franchise, they trade you. What happened? They fire you as a coach. when you go back and play them the next time, you want to beat them so badly.
Especially on their home court.
Yes,
and I'm not going to lie, I'm even guilty of it. I thought the Raptors were going to sweep them with a broom.
You want it so badly. So I was happy for Dwayne. He was pumped.
And for my guy, Andre.
Because look, here's the thing about the Pistons. They're going to have very few reasons to celebrate this season.
Yeah, for sure.
Because they're not a very good roster. Blake Griffin's playing well, but look, if they make the playoffs, they're an 8 seed. Okay, great. So you can get trounced in the first round of the playoffs. Wonderful. I mean, no, but
savagery.
But let's just be honest about it, right?
No, I got you.
Let's be honest. So I'm very happy he was able to get that win in his return to Toronto. It was great. Good moment to see.
Me too.
Good things happening.
Great things happening in the NBA, and we're celebrating 1 month into the regular season.
Woo!
Wow, and it has been a heck of a season.
I mean, it almost feels like
it's scary. There's so much.
It feels like. I'm trying to think what some of the early storylines that happened. I can't even remember them.
I can't even remember because there's so many just this week. In 1 week, think about this. Jimmy Butler went to the Sixers. Carmelo Anthony was released from the Rockets.
Warrior drama
in the locker room, which nobody thought the flawless Warriors would ever fight.
But Jenna, I preached this from the beginning, and I told you, dynasties are fragile things.
Look what happened to the Bulls.
Look what happened to every dynasty. This stuff does not last forever.
Exactly, and that's why people break up. They don't break up after they win because they felt like it and they won another chip.
It ends, man. And it ends quickly often. It really does.
Hey, look at MJ and Steve Kerr.
All that. It's hard to keep the same group of people together year after year after year and keep winning. And Kerr talks about it. It's difficult to keep the guys motivated.
He gets it. He is one man.
He's been through 3 people, so he knows what he's talking about.
He gets
got into a fight with Michael Jordan at training camp, right? Like, I mean, it happens. It happens. So, all good.
All good. All right, guys. We will see you next week right here in the same spot. And who knows who's going to be on what team.
We might actually take a week off. Next week is Thanksgiving. So.
Oh, no.
Yeah, we might have to figure out when, because, you're going to be in parts unknown.
Pennsylvania.
in Pennsylvania or wherever that is.
Gerard will actually frequently text me, like, are you in Pennsylvania?
Yes, are you in Pennsylvania? Wherever that is that she's going. Yeah, no, so we'll be in contact. But
we'll figure it out.
But we may not see you all next week, but we will figure it out, and don't you worry. Lots of NBA action coming your way.
Exactly, guys. Stay tuned. Thanks for hanging with us.